my name is Lizzie. Each week I'm bringing along a different origami fold to encourage you to take time out for your self-care. These films are all in support of my colleagues at UCH, a hospital in London, and for patients, but for everyone. These are difficult, challenging times, and I think origami can do you an awful lot of good, and anyone can get hold of paper, so it absolutely could be junk mail or whatever paper you can find, maybe that you would otherwise throw away, or if you've got coloured paper or paper you've been colouring in, you can make something really special. So this is the start of a new year. I hope a good year for all of us, a better year, and bringing along a beautiful traditional box. I can't believe I haven't shown you how to fold this yet. It's a traditional fold. It's a wonderful fold. It does look very festive. It looks like a star. It's called a star box, but to be honest, I think I could also see it as the start also of a bud of a flower as well. So it could be a mixture of things, and it's a lovely little box to hold things in. So maybe it will remind you that spring will come in due course as well, or maybe to feel a bit festive. And actually in this coming month I am going to be focusing quite a lot on stars. I think we still need lots of sparkle, and so I'll be sharing lots of stars, and I hope you're doing your best to be as much of a star as you can to yourself and to others. So grab yourself some paper. As usual, I will show you how to get folding. We'll make a square first of all. So I'm going to grab first of all something to press on. Grab yourself a piece of paper. And here goes. Let's get folding. So I'm going to take my piece of A4 paper. It could be maybe letter paper. It doesn't matter. And simply folding it in half. So we're going to do fold from half a piece of paper. So taking this piece of paper, lining up those corners, good strong fold. It's just getting it all nice and tidy. I think it's one of those little pleasures that we all can like, things to just be working and nice and neat. So I folded it over. Good strong fold means I can then do a little tiny nick. I'm assuming you don't have origami paper. And then tearing that off, you can do it. And it's quite relaxing as well, the tearing. So I'm going to take a corner and line it up at the bottom. And I hope going slowly encourages you to slow yourself down. And just focusing on doing this will do a lot of good. So there we go. We're going to remove this rectangle, so turning it over, picking it up and bringing it back. I think many of us, we have increasingly lost our hobbies. Maybe not so much over this time, but we will so easily reach for the computer or the phone. I know you're using that now, but it's so nice to do something, isn't it? Not just be looking at little tiny sound bites of things, which is like snacking. It's not very good for you. It's doing something you can feel a sense of achievement, that you focus for a period of time and you'll feel better for it. So I've done a diagonal line. I'm going to do now the other diagonal line. So taking this, matching up the corners. So I tend to go quite slowly because I think it's just so much more relaxing, and because I want to show you how to fold. So I have done both diagonals. Now I'm going to take it and turn it over. This change of direction is important, and we're going to do a horizontal and a vertical fold. It's like a little tent. It pops down the other way. Folding it in half. Make your gorgeous little star box. Often smiled a bit because it's hard for it not to sound like Starbucks, but which if you're in a hospital, the thought of just something normal is quite nice. There we go. So you've got your paper as it is. Now push all the corners together and squash it down so it's looking like that from the top. That's it. Right. So as we've got it, make sure it's open at the top, all those loose leaves up there. And we're going to take the diagonal side and we're going to bring it to that vertical line. So I'm going to take that diagonal and I am going to fold it to that line. Now I might find this easier on the board, so maybe you will find that as well easier. So lining up along that vertical line. So it was that diagonal line, and I brought it to the middle. So I've squashed it in, and I'm going to do the same with the other one. But you can see I'm just using this, the front and the back is different. That's it. So lining up in the middle. I don't know whether any of you have watched any Bob Ross. He used to do The Joy of Painting. It was such a joy. So relaxing just watching painting. I so recommend drawing or painting. I suppose the advantage with this is also it's wonderful to see this little journey and transformation, but also that it's not messy. A lot of people don't really like getting messy. That top diagonal line brought up to the vertical, there's nothing really to tidy away, which does actually make it quite relaxing. And it's so wonderful to see something flat become 3D. That diagonal line to the centre, and it's just challenging. This is just new experiences. As an adult, it's quite hard to find new experiences, isn't it? Which are healthy ones, and this is a good one. There we go. So it's looking almost a bit like a tree, but we're going to take that bottom line and bring it out to that diagonal. So I'm taking that bottom line and folding it up like so, squashing it down, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. That's great. There we go. And I'm going to do the same on the back. You can imagine it looks a bit like a bud, doesn't it, to me? Turning it to the back and that bottom line and bringing it to the diagonal. Oh, there we go. And the same, that bottom line to the outside. Great. Lovely. So our next move is to, first of all, just bring those little flaps down. And you'll notice that this is a little pocket. So pop your finger in the pocket and then pushing that up, and it will line up there along the same line and squashing it there. So I'm going to do the same on the other one. So again, I'd undone that flap, pop my finger into the pocket and bring it up. So I'm bringing it up so it lines up there. Lovely, lovely shape. So as it is, I want you to take this flap that's sticking up and just fold it back in on itself. Now don't do it over any extra layers or else things will not work later on. So I'm taking this and I'm folding it simply back on itself, not tucking it over anything else other than itself. Again, you're having to change the direction, so take your time. So it's just folded, it was out here and it's folded in on itself. That's it. Don't do it over any other layers. Again, taking this and again folding it back so it's tucked away. Great. So now we're going to go to the back, and again bringing these down and putting your finger into that pocket and again pushing it up. I guess I was pushing it up and out, and again same thing here, putting my finger in and pushing it up and squash down. That's it. And again the bit that's sticking out, folding it back in on itself, behind itself, but not over any extra layers or anything. That's it. Same with this one. So yeah, we're going to have a month of stars, I think, soon. I think we're going to need them. Darker time of year, we need lots of stars. I think we need stars all the time, don't we? So you should have something that's looking like this. It's actually the same now on every side. Lovely, lovely thing. Again, it does look to me like a bud. It's beautiful. So as it is, I want you to take the bottom and we're just going to give it a line. So we're going to take this and we're going to fold it from there to there, just to give it a nice little line. So I'm pushing it up, squashing it down, and then bringing it down again. Lovely, that's it. Now we're going to take the top layer, and it's just that one layer, and I'm simply bringing it down, keep it all lined up and pressing it down. Great. So now turn to the back And the same thing, this layer that's sticking up, bring it down, squash it down. Lovely. Now you can see there's two others that are sticking up. So turn the page and it's the same thing. Bringing it down. Again, it's like pages of a book. Leaf through your book until you get to that last page and pushing that down. I find I naturally want to balance it all the time, because if you have loads on one side, it doesn't feel very comfortable. So I think you'll soon get the hang of that. So this is what it's looking like now. You have actually made your box and it's just a matter of opening it. So at the top is actually an open end. So you can pop, I would recommend putting 2 fingers in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start opening the bottom of the box. So I'm just pulling out the bottom and I'm just popping it out so that basically will become a square shape at the bottom. Okay, just opening it up, getting rid of any wrinkles. You can see it's still caught there, so it actually forms quite a nice roomy box. And that crease line you added earlier gave it a nice little base. So that's it. Keep those points of the star facing down. If they go up, it starts to unravel a bit. So that's it. It's a beautiful little box. You can put special things in there. It's a nice shape, or so maybe it's a star, maybe it's a thought of a flower to come. I really hope you've enjoyed the star box. It's a beautiful fold, passed on from one to another with care. Thank you.